I felt strangely detached and indifferent as I watched the blood splurt out of my own neck. And then, okay. Even though I knew it was just something I had imagined, it still gave me goosebumps. Something like that could really happen right now. I just wanted anybody give me an explanation.
Non-chan, 知り合いなの?
I mean, if she wanted to kill you, Tucker, it would probably not right now. There's too much witnesses. Unless she killed everyone here, it'll leave too much of a mess. If she's gonna kill you, she's gonna like follow you to your RV, into the homeless park, where there's very little security probably, and then kill you. That would make much more sense. Sarika motioned toward the girl.
ええ、後輩。2年生で文芸部部長の有村ひなえさん。
Yes, a literature club. Anyone named Monica in your club?
あ、どうもです。
Oh, she's very happy. The girl bowed to us.
クルス先輩のお友達ですか?
Nani, I didn't expect this personality, considering what we saw from the interrogation.
ええ。そっちが新聞部部員で3年の伊藤真二君。同じく部員で2年の尾上セリカ。で、それが部長で3年の宮代拓。身の程を知らない私の愚弟。
Kurusu's eyes narrowed as she glared at me.
弟さんですか? でも名字が。養護施設のね。へえ、血がつながってない兄弟。なんかいやらしいですね。
Sounds kind of like a anime trope.
小説とかと一緒にしないでちょうだい。
Oh. But still, doesn't it seem kind of naughty? She asked with a wink. I guess she knows her dojins. What? Nini? Why? What are you doing here? She looks different though. Because I've noticed, well, we just saw that scene right there with her bloody eyes. She had black ribbons, right? Now she has white ribbons. Is this the right person, or is this a weird, like, twin, I don't know. I wipe my sweaty hands in my pants and try to ignore my pounding heart.
何してるんですか?
What's her name again? Arimura Hinai. That is the name that she gave, right? In the interrogation room. She could have given a fake name though. I don't know.
いや、その...
Are there two of you? Are there two Hinais? I'm trying to remember. Her eye color, was it the same or different? I don't know, I don't remember. Damn it. Get the words out.
Takuru?
Sarika seemed to understand what I was trying to say and finished my sentence for me.
有村さんは何しにここに来たんですか? クルス先輩に文化祭のことで話があったんだよ。てか同学年なんだから敬語いらないよ。
Yeah.
まあいっか。じゃあ私はこれで。クルス先輩、すいませんでした。
Kurusu waved a hand and told her not to worry.
事情があるなら仕方ないでしょう。文芸部は文化祭に参加できないと話は通しておくから。でも、どうしても事情は言えないのね。痛いけな乙女の秘密ということで、何卒。
Okay.
了解。でも来年はフォローできないからね。はい、ありがとうございました。
The girl put her bag on her shoulder and bowed to us, and then went to leave. Wait, I still haven't asked you about the things I need to. Her name was...
有村さん?
Arimura-san. My voice was loud enough that I made her jump a little.
びっくりした。元気ですね。
ごめんなさい。
Okay.
いえ、別にいいんですけど、 何です？
大声すいませんでした。いや、じゃなくて、ですね。その。
My face was turning red from nervousness. Damn it. This is always what happened the first time I talked to someone. What should I ask? Go negative or
その
positive delusion again?
ホテルで
Hotel room. Um. Okay, I wonder what happens if you use a positive. Because we just seen a negative one. What happens if we choose positive this time? You know, now that we know her personality, she doesn't seem as evil as we thought she was. So now we accidentally, you know, drop on her and grab her boobies and look at her panties, I guess. I don't know.
ホテル？
何してたんですか？あのホテルで。
A moment. It felt like her body moved for just a moment. I wonder, while in this situation, like having a positive delusion is kind of like doesn't make any sense. So I want to see what happens actually.
有村さん？
I could see Kurusu frown in the corner of my eye. She was looking at me. Her expression hadn't changed. For some reason, it felt like she was looking me over. Riga on. Okay. And then she smiled.
気になります？
そりゃ。
Just as I spoke, she leaned over and whispered in my ear.
だったら今度二人で一緒に行きましょう。
Okay. Implication going to a love hotel, I guess.
何？なんて言ったの？
Very smug, by the way. Very smug facial expression.
私と宮代先輩だけの秘密です。
Okay, well, that's it. Interesting. I considered that as a possibility, but quickly abandoned it. I couldn't imagine her doing something like that after what I seen at the hotel. Something much worse was going on there. An awkward silence ensued as we waited for her answer.
あなただったんですか？部屋に入ったっていううちの生徒は。
Her tone of voice was perfectly normal. There was no surprise or anger, just a flat, level tone. But somehow that struck me as much worse.
言葉に出してもらってもいいですか？部屋に入ったのはあなたですか？
And is it her voice? I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe I'm having my own delusions, but her voice sounds different though when she spoke in the interrogation room. Oh, I don't know. What?
そうだよ。
Could be wrong. I don't know.
そうですか。
I couldn't tell if she cared or not.
それでホテルで何を？
部屋のドアが勝手に開いて、それで入れたそうですね。それは本当ですか？
The door? The door opened on its own? She knew about that? I nodded.
言葉に出してもらってもいいですか？
Huh?
本当だよ。勝手に内側から。
そうですか。
And then she seemed to be looking me over again. What was going on here?
有村さん？何かあなた。じゃあ失礼します。
Arimura ignored Cruz's question and went to leave.
ちょっとですから何を？
ああ、敬語いらないですよ。それに呼び捨てでいいです。後輩じゃないですか。それから。あなた殺されますよ。
Okay.
宮代拓先輩。
Okay. That's how she spoke before. That's how she spoke before. Those were her last words before she left the room. She didn't seem at all surprised that I had questioned her, but I froze solid. Oh. Hey, more scrolling. And again, this is the club computer. I wonder who's looking through this right now. I guess we don't really know the timeline. It could be anyone, really. But technically, only, what's her face? You know, gamer girl is always in the club room, so it could always just be her all the time. Maybe more interested than we think she is. Who put this in Hachiko? La la la, or I guess in the localization, it could be www. Creepy AF. Kimoi. Kinda cute. Congrats on 500 retweets! And, you know, scam link. Scam, just click on that, get a virus. It really is like Twitter. They don't even hide the fact that there's tweet here. Whose, like, timeline is this? The president? Where does the truth lie? Seeking that which is real. Palace and castle. I mean, club president would imply, like... Well, that would imply, Takeru, actually. He's the club president of the newspaper club. So maybe it really is like his, you know, just him scrolling through this, just on a different computer, I guess. I was thinking, you know, there might be some twist, you know, where sometimes we're looking at this information, it's actually not Takeru, but actually someone else looking at it, but maybe not. Moe cute? Regeneration. It's trending, I guess. Can I tweet? Can I tweet into them? What the heck is this? Who put this on Hachiko? Sumo Woofer. Congrats on 1,000 retweets. Give me a break, I love Hachiko, but don't care about this creepy dog. Cute, huh? Hilarious. Put this on. Okay, retweet. Ebisu. Well, October 2nd, 2015, Friday. At the same time, Dogenzaka, Shibuya. The sky had been overcast all day, and now it finally begun to rain. Some of the news media that had been swarming around the Love Hotel decided it was a good time to go home. Others just took refuge in their vans, frowning. Meanwhile, Shinjo's mind raced as quickly as the men trying to flee the storm. Okay, back to being the detective. Shinjo Takeshi. Everything has started right after midnight. Okay, yeah, there's Hinai again, except, you know, again, she has the black ribbons. And I guess she does have the same eyes. So, it really is the same person? I was thinking again, maybe twins, but maybe not. Haremura Hinai, the Hekiho girl, had refused to give even her name until he relayed Momose's message to her. But as soon as she heard it, her attitude changed. His only choice now was to continue to do everything Momose's kid told him to do. The first thing she said was that there was almost no chance Aramura was the killer, as that it was safe to let her go. The second thing she'd said was that it would be smarter to let her go and see what she did. The third thing she'd said was that even if he did get some answers out of her, he wouldn't be able to make sense of them. Shinjo had used every bit of his authority to get her released. He'd been forced to suck up to some people he really didn't like, and in the end, she would be monitored and questioned by the police daily. Since they hadn't known if she had anything to do with Kaketa's death, they used her assault on the police officer to bring her in. Either way, last evening marked 48 hours since her arrest. They had to decide whether to let her go or seek a warrant for detention. They hadn't found any physical evidence connecting her to Kaketa's murder, and Aramura herself said, That was all she said, in fact. Provisional release at this point felt like a bit of a stretch of his authority, but it was a sensible decision. If anything here wasn't sensible, it was the fact that he was doing everything Momose's acquaintance asked of him. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, you know, he's not doing anything on his own accord, he's just following instructions, I guess. He didn't have a plan to follow. This was the first time that had happened, he thought. He only managed to be successful at his age around what Momose called the hardheads in Section 1 because he knew how to be flexible. The reason that many police officers could be stubborn and hard-headed was that most of the time that was how you solved the case. Shinjo understood that the rules they clung to so fiercely, both written and unwritten, were the product of valuable experience. But he also understood that the unorthodox methods his senior detective friend had taught him were a weapon in their own right. Even if the higher-ups didn't like him using them, they brought him to success. One good example was the time the profilers had told him that the person behind the string of assaults was a man in his 20s who never left his house. He found out that the culprit was actually a runaway girl in her late teens who lived in the net cafe. He matched the internet logs that Section 1 had gathered with the data held by the Social Safety Section, a group that was notoriously bad terms of Section 1. Social Safety Section? What does that mean? Deals with crimes involving minors. Okay, that's what it means. And cybercrime. In the end, he cracked the case by logging onto an online game and tracking down several of its players, including the girl behind the attacks. Is that how he did it? That kind of reminds me of something else. What was it? I don't remember what it was. It was some anime that like had a very similar thing, where it was like one. I don't remember. What was it? There was like a kind of a gag where like a character from an anime, like he wasn't, or I don't remember if it was a he or a she. I think it was a he, where he didn't know anything about MMOs at all, but then over like I don't know, I can't remember. I think he was a private detective as well, or maybe like just some random guy, but like basically he had a job where he had to do something, you know, like gather a bunch of items in MMO or something, even though he didn't know how to do it in the first place. So he made like 1 million accounts or whatever and became the best player in that MMO, and then finally he did all that just to finish like a minor job for something. I don't remember what it was. It was like some gag from some anime, but it reminds me of that, I guess. So just a very like unorthodox method, I guess. Shinjo was, if nothing else, confident that he was capable of not letting preconceptions keep him from making the best choice. This time, not only did he not know what was the best choice, he didn't even know if the choices he was making were good or bad. If he couldn't change things fast, he might end up taking off the case. He looked at his watch and realized something. The man he was waiting for wasn't here. And it cost him quite a bit to get a permission to show him the crime scene, and he was over 30 minutes late. He didn't know what he looked like, but there was no way the officer standing guard outside could miss him. He heard a loud voice from the hallway. Shinjo decided that before he let him into the scene, he'd give him a lecture about his tardiness. Okay, is this Momose's acquaintance? Or a child? A kid? I don't know. He stopped, surprised. He's wearing a lab coat. She's also wearing a sailor uniform, so obviously I guess she's a high school girl. I guess, you know, every main character, almost a lot of the main characters anyway, tend to be high school girls. I don't know if we ever met like at least a drawn, you know, character, of an older woman. You know, I guess they're just all teenagers for some reason. He didn't expect to see what he saw, and also, if I had to guess, she's probably Kei, you know. That's how she gets insider information on a lot of stuff. He convinced himself that anyone weird enough to want to see a crime scene had to be a guy. But she looked like she'd be very pretty with makeup on. I mean, she's an anime girl. She doesn't even need makeup. Even if she wore none now. A frown was plastered on her face and her long hair was half-heartedly tied behind her back. And a lot of makeup, by the way, you know, is actually made to look like you have no makeup. So maybe she is wearing makeup right now. You just don't notice it, Shinjo. How about that? I thought you were a detective. You would know these things. She was wearing a white lab coat, but under it was...
制服?
Yeah, that's weird.
それにあれは確か
That uniform was for Hekiko Academy, of course. The same school Aremura and the school two kids who snuck into the crime scene attended. It just seems like all the main characters are just from Hekiko Academy, I guess. At least a lot of them, anyway. Shinjo motioned to the officer to let her pass by, and remembered the last name he'd been given by Momose.
君が久野里さんかな
Kunosato.
Yeah. I leave it to you all. So, you don't need my confirmation.
Okay, English? I don't know why she's speaking English. I mean, it's not too bad, I understand her pronunciation, but, you know, anytime a Japanese person talks English, it's always slightly weird because their native tongue has a very different pronunciation system than English, you know?
Huh?
There's no time to waste, as you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Why? Why did they have to make her speak English?
Well, I got a nurse this dumb cop.
I got a nested dumb cop.
Later, Chris.
Okay, she's, I guess, talking on the phone. And then she's hung up on the phone and glared at Shinjo. I guess, you know, the fact that she's... I mean, I guess it's supposed to be impressive, you know, that she's speaking English. She's probably like a genius. I guess that's the idea. She showed no sign of apologizing for her lateness or gawking at the scene of the murder. This was her. It had to be. When he saw how arrogantly she was behaving, he knew immediately that this had to be the Kunosato person that Momose had told him about. I assume Momose is like kid, I guess. That's what she mentioned before, like someone going to the crime scene 2 days after, or something like that. He felt a little overwhelmed by her, but tried to make his voice as strong as he could.
久野里さんかな百瀬さんのことだからどんな人が来ても構わないつもりでいたんだが若い女の子を入れるわけには
こんな非常識が蔓延している現場で常識的なことを言うな。それが邪魔だと言われなかったか
Kunosato Mio. She ignored Shinjo's words and walked right past him. She stepped right on top of the number plates that forensics had put on the ground to identify the locations of evidence. Then she looked at the blinds placed on the window to stop the media from looking inside and stopped. Shinjo felt himself becoming annoyed at her attitude, particularly what she just said about him in English. Dumb
こ
cop.
ちらが間抜けな警官だろうが指示には従ってもらう今すぐに
世間の連中は死体はみんな死んでると思ってる。
は
英語を聞き取れる耳は持っていてもビンチャーは見てないのか
Vincha? It's like a movie reference? Are you making movie references? David Fincher, an American movie director. The line Kunosato says from the hit psychological suspense movie 8. I don't know if this is real. David Fincher? Is that maybe a reference to real life, you know? Someone named David something? A pun? Or it could be a real person, I don't know. I don't watch movies, so I have no idea. She put her hand up to the blind that she'd been looking at.
何してんだ
あんたらは現場は事件が起きた空間だけだと思ってるのかって言ってるんだ。
She kept her eyes on the exposed window. As she tossed him a Pokecom she fished out of her pocket. Shinjo grabbed it without thinking and looked down at it. Okay, yeah, the same video we saw before. This curtain is moving. Is there anything hiding in there? Oh, it's blinking as well. He was also that that blinking animation is like I thought it was like Takeru blinking, but it could be part of the video itself. But no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Well, he was stunned. It was footage of the room he was in right now. That was probably Kakita, dead, and Aremura Hinai. Even though, yeah, they always mention Hinai, but I don't see Hinai in the actual video. I don't know why they always say Hinai, unless I'm missing it somehow.
ついさっきウェブに貼られた動画だ。
Her answer made Shinjo feel pissed off at everything, including himself. Why didn't he notice? Why did he have to be shown this by a girl who he just met?
窓の外からか。
He grabbed onto the window frame, looking for the spot where the video had been recorded. All he saw was the external wall of the building, slick with rain. There is some kind of strange, creepy sticker there.
Oi!
Shinjo yelled out into the hallway. The officers outside heard the tone of his voice and rushed inside. Shinjo pointed at the window and said,
至急鑑識を呼んで隣の建物の入り口を封鎖しろ。それからこの映像の出所を。
映像はともかく建物からはおそらく何も出ないぞ。外壁にカメラなどを取り付けた形跡はなかった。
え？
I guess she already checked.
入り口にあった監視カメラの映像をコピーしてうちで洗っているがまあ出ないだろう。出てもらっちゃ困るんだよ。
She must have been enjoying this because Kunosato's frown twisted into a mischievous bully's expression. Again, he didn't understand. He didn't have time for this. He ignored her and ordered his men to seal the building, call forensics, and track down where that video was filmed. With that finished, he turned back to her.
それを調べていて遅れたのか。
現場保全を優先しろ。この動画は貼られた直後にアットちゃんに飛び火した。貼られてから40分強経過している。すでに5000人以上がこの動画にアクセスしてるんだ。その中に事件にへばりついている下のマスコミの関係者がいないと思うか？
待て、勝手に。ニコニアニュースの渡部です。この動画についてコメントを。
There's Watabe again.
かいよみテレビです。お聞きしたいことが。
出ていけ、ほらな。
He could hear yelling coming from the hallway.
くそ、またあのネット記者か。
Shinjo ran into the hallway, infuriated.
捜査一課の方ですか？動画をご覧に。
許可なく入らないでください。コメントすることはありません。
押すんじゃない。ご覧になったんですか？なっていないんですか？
コメントすることはありません。
Kunosato was still looking outside the window as she listened to the commotion in the hallway. She stuck her hands in her pocket and stared at the sticker on the opposite wall the way a person on top of a tall building stares down at the tiny people on the street below. Oh yes, you know, anime pose on top of this building.
気分はどうだ?
Usually in an anime opening, as their like hair flutters in the wind. Is there a camera anywhere? I see this thing. I don't know if that's a camera. The sticker pictured two ugly overlapping faces. The rain made it look like they were crying.
目撃者がいるとすればお前だけだろ。
Kunosato smirked like a fighter facing down a worthy opponent. October 2nd, 2015, Friday. Time passed, and it was now almost midnight. Under a bridge in Shibuya, she walked with her head down, so that others couldn't see her strange face. Is it the limping waifu, you know? The white hair, I think? Is it white? I don't know. I remember her, like, you know, covering her body with, like clothes and, like, hot long hair and everything. I had a limp. She was dragging her legs so her body tilted a little. She didn't have an umbrella, so the rain that had fallen that evening made her long bangs cling to her forehead. Water dripped off of them. The eerie eyes that poked out from between her locks of hair looked like those of an animal hunting its prey. No one was moving but her. Normally there'd be people here at this hour, but the town left her alone, as if it had sensed something. She disappeared into an alley without anyone else noticing her. It was several minutes later when they appeared there. Okay, random old man. Oh, and a little girl, alright, weird. What's going on? A girl less than 10 years old and an old woman well over 70. Oh, it's a woman. I can't tell, it's hard to tell. The old woman might have been blind because she carried a stick and had her hand on the girl's shoulder. And the little girl was carrying something far too big for her tiny frame. Neither of them were carrying umbrellas, and both were soaking wet. They walked at a slow pace. Perhaps they knew the path well, or perhaps they simply didn't care, because they paid no attention to anything around them. Wait, what's the timeline for this again? Can I see? October 2nd, 2015. No, that is present time. You know, for some reason I thought it was like old. I thought it was in the past, because this girl kind of reminds me of Nono Kurusu, actually, you know? But I guess not. Just some random girl, I don't know who she is. And then, for the first time, the little girl saw something and stopped. The old woman stopped as well, and the only sound in the alley was the sound of the rain. The girl stood there for a full minute. Eventually, she turned her head and led the older woman away. All that was left was the rain. A bunch of these stickers. And the things in the wall. Okay, weird, alright.
が発見された事件で、その現場を映したと思われる映像がインターネット上に出回っており。
I guess we just cut away from that. Don't worry about it.
先日渋谷のラブホテルで自殺していた男性の遺体を映しており。
It was past midnight. All the news programs were talking about the video that had been uploaded to the internet that afternoon. Since there was a dead body in the video, none of the programs were actually playing it, but the newscasters had all described it. It was as if they were telling people to watch the rest of the web. Watch the rest on the web.
この報道が初耳の人間がネットに流れてくるか。
Triple was the best way to see what people were saying at any given moment. I opened it and took a look. Where can you see the thing they're talking about on TV? This is getting exciting. Doki doki waku waku. I saw it, but I should have known better than to watch this late at night. Someone tell me a funny joke or something.
だよな。
Whenever I searched for a keyword related to the case, I found tons of tweets about the video and the news broadcasts. The address of any page or aggregator site hosting the video was getting retweeted at an incredible rate. Of course, this was nothing new. At-chan had already been in festival mode since the video had first been posted that evening. Festival mode? What does that mean exactly? A state of furious excitement on the internet message board. Rauches? Jubilation seen on streets during actual Japanese festivals. Okay. Again, my haunted closet keeps making noises. The video on the aggregator wiki had been quickly deleted, but someone had saved it and uploaded it to a bunch of other sites. Those sites had deleted it too, so others had repeated the process. After the news, the threads on 8chan had gotten bigger.
回転デッドか。これが通称になりそうだな。
Revolving Dead. Okay, that's the name of the case, I guess. An official name, anyway. I didn't know who first come up with that name, but more and more people on 8chan were using it. It was probably a play on the revolving bed the body had been found on. Since the body had been spinning too, the case was literally about the revolving dead. 8chan, Twipple, and all the aggregator sites and pages dealing with the case were in an uproar. I looked around and didn't see any new information. I had seen it in person myself. I could easily tell when someone was lying or guessing.
0時過ぎ。こっちはどうだ。
There were no big updates on Shibuya News either. The top of the page was about the uploaded video, but was basically just a rehash of existing information. I thought that with all this fuss, she'd be putting on a web radio broadcast. But maybe she was busy. There's nothing about the sumo stickers or Arimura, which made sense, I guess. Even Kei wasn't psychic. Only we and the police knew about Arimura, and only we knew about the stickers. The sumo stickers.
本当であれば今日中にオドモレタンの現場に力士シールがあるかどうか確認したいと思っていたのに。
Have we, like, you know, took one of these stickers yet? You know, examined them for something? Or maybe they're just normal stickers, I don't know.
あなた、殺されますよ。
I guess.
宮代拓先輩。
You should probably lock the door to your RV, you know? In that case. I couldn't get the words she whispered out of my head. In the end, it started raining, and I'd gone with Ito's plan of trying to get more information about the video and learn more about Arimura. I hadn't made much progress with either. Of course, it had surprised me that Kurusu hadn't said anything.
殺されますよってなんだよ。
Well, yeah. I mean, at first, I was gonna say first glance, or it's kind of like first like hearing. I don't know. The way she said it, anyway. At first seems like a death threat, but it could also be a warning, you know. So there's that. The question came back to me again for the 100th time, and I still had no answer. What was she warning me about? Why has she told me that I was going to be killed? Because probably you might be killed? Had I pissed her off somehow? No, it felt more like she was talking about someone else killing me. Then maybe it didn't matter if she hated me or not. And the timing didn't make sense either. We weren't talking about anything weird, we were just talking about the case. Was she telling me that if I kept looking into this, that I would be killed? But that didn't make sense either. The police had ruled the death at the Love Hotel a suicide. It was a strange way to kill yourself, sure, and after seeing it, I couldn't believe it was just a simple suicide, but... Did that mean Kakita had been murdered after all? Murdered by whoever had tried to come into the room. But the police had told me I'd been mistaken, and Ito had told me I couldn't prove it logically. It was no good. It didn't make any sense. I was going to be killed? Had I crossed some line?
殺されるぞ、宮代拓。
Maybe, you know, you accidentally caused the ire of, Actually, I forgot. What was the organization, you know, that was pursuing... I don't know, I can't remember. Whatever, never mind. I was gonna make a joke about some other visual novel, but never mind. I don't really even remember the... You know, there's an evil organization out there that you could cause the ire of, but I kind of forgot their name, so I can't even make the joke. Anyway, I tried saying it out loud and shivered a little. Was I scared, or... Well, you're just laughing, I guess. Trembling in excitement. Was I excited? I could feel myself start to laugh. That was fine. That was just fine with me. If I crossed some line, I'd find out what it was. That was the difference between me and those morons on the internet. I could do it. Can you? I don't know about that. I had lots of clues. The first was Aramura Hinai herself. And then the sumo stickers. I only seen them at 2 of the crime scenes so far, but if I could find one at the leaky noise too, I'd have a clue that no one else in the world had. I should go take a look tomorrow. And then there was the video that I got uploaded on the internet. So what does it say? Movie media player? I guess it's like, you know, reference to Windows media player. I never use Windows media player though. I always use the VLC player, you know? Anyway. On the internet. Who had upped it and why?
Huh?
You always close your eyes. Stop doing that. I played the video one more time, then realized something.
そういえば、なんでだこっちもか。
It was a common thing you found in videos, so I never really noticed until now, but I hadn't seen any comments on the internet saying anything about it either, but
なんでこんな処理してるんだ
there was something weird at the start and end of the video. It was on screen for less than a second, but at the start the image appeared from bottom to top. And then at the end, it went black from top to bottom. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why did it do that? Why is it blinking? These weren't particularly unusual effects. The one at the start was often used in TV shows and movies when a character woke up. Of course, this was when the camera was showing his point of view. The one at the end was often used when a character was falling asleep or just before they passed out. Sometimes you could play both at high speed to make it look like someone was blinking. It was called a wipe. It was a method of transitioning video from one image to another. Yes, I know about this. I do some light editing on my YouTube videos, so I know about this, I guess. This video was clearly taken from next to the Love Hotel and almost perfectly at eye level. From the distance and angle, that much was clear. I spent so much time looking through a camera that I knew how to judge the distance between it and the things it saw. I was sure that if I asked the rest of the newspaper club, they'd agree. But the side of the building where this video was taken was a sheer wall. I could see that for myself in the video I'd taken. The only things I could see outside the window were a wall and the sticker. Okay, well, I mean, going back to my hypothesis that this video was being taken by a sticker, you know, the sticker with the eye, I guess, the face, you know. Probably, well, maybe the sticker opened its eye, you know, and then took a recording, but how does that work? Unless there's like a micro camera inserted in the sticker, I guess, maybe. I don't know. The uploaded video looked like it had been taken from someone's eyes. You know, I also thought that, I don't know, the blinking effect as well, when we were looking at it as Shinjo, I thought the blinking was the entire screen, which is weird because if you're looking at it when you were Shinjo, you were looking at it from a screen from a phone droid. So it doesn't make sense if the entire screen blinked, but I don't know, whatever. But suddenly a dumb idea occurred to me. I might have been like looking at it wrong or something, or I'm remembering it wrong. I look at the picture of the sticker on the wall that I printed out. Oh, I guess right there. I didn't notice that before. Nah. I shook my head to drive away the stupid delusion. Yeah, because, you know, is there a camera hiding behind that eye? How does that work? I need to stay calm and logical. I mean, it's probably printed not from the same material, so... Well, tomorrow I could see where the camera had probably been placed. Ah, yes. Is that what the camera is? How did you do that, Mr. Sumo Sticker? Kind of like a third eye as well, I guess. I guess we just scream and then we're here. Amy? Who's Amy? Test images spreading through Shibuya as expected. Continue to monitor the situation, yes. And the target, no issues. No sign they know my identity. I'm close enough to kill Mayushiro Takaru at any time. Oh no. Chapter 2, Sumo Sticker. The cases cry their name. If you ask me, all the people in my class were ignorant children. When I was in 4th grade, only about 1 in 6 kids had a smartphone. Well, I mean, yeah, back in the good old days, before the Zoomer generation, I guess. Before those... I remember fidget spinners, by the way, being popular. Are they still a thing? I feel like that was a fad. Anyway, a bunch of them would use their phones during breaks to pull up secret web pages made by kids at school or dumb joke sites. They passed them around the class to become the center of attention, and each would be the leader of their own little group. One day, one of these leaders was upset because he couldn't visit a site he'd been able to access the day before. Some of the kids in his group suggested that it was broken or that maybe the address had changed. I told him it's internet filtering. Your parents contacted the cell phone company to limit your online access, okay? The leader looked stunned for a moment, but then he yelled at me not to make stuff up. The rest of the group joined in. I knew I was right. I wasn't making anything up. I didn't understand why they were all yelling. Well, I don't know. Well, that's the thing, right? Just because you're right, that reminds me of Shiro's quote from Unlimited Blade Works. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct. Anyway. Later, I realized that I was a class misfit, and he was the boss of his little group, and he didn't like that I had shown him up. I only went to school once in a while, but when I did, something like that always happened. I guess I'm a little sympathetic to, Takaru's, I guess, obsession with being right. But, when you grow up, you kind of learn that, always being right doesn't mean you get to, just, wave it in other people's faces, right? Because for one, it might turn out that you're wrong, but also, sometimes you just have to be, I guess, I don't know what the word is, but sometimes the way you say something is more important than what you say. The way you present the information is also important. Because sometimes words don't speak for themselves, and people will assume you're saying something just to piss them off, basically, So, anyway, that's just to say that I guess that's kind of related to his obsession being right. It's from that backlash, I guess. But again, it is important how you say it, right? I guess that's something he hasn't learned yet. He always just says, oh, I'm right, so I have to be, arrogant about what I'm saying. But, the way you say it is very important, actually. Human beings are much more emotional than you think. Anyway. I was sick of it. I wanted to show the rest of the class I was better than they were. Yeah, again, that superiority complex as well is not a very good idea to, show, to other people, because then people will not like you. I wanted to shock all those wrong-siders. When I snuck inside, I found a place filled with true darkness, unlike any I'd ever experienced. Okay, I guess this is his past. Sneaking to a hospital, I guess, with Serika. I could hear her gasp behind me. Serika didn't answer. She just clung to me, as if seeking escape from the darkness around us. Serika quickly shook her head. Amy. Well, that's what we saw before. Amy. Who's Amy?
あんな家にいたくない。タクだってそうでしょ。
I thought for a second and nodded. They didn't want to be in that house. Well, the earthquake happened when they were in sixth grade, right? And this is when they were in 4th grade, I assume anyway. So it's not that they hate the orphanage. I guess they hate their original home or something. Were their parents abusive? I don't know. Well, I thought for a second and nodded. For her, that was probably the real reason.
よし行こう。
Sarika nodded back, but even in the darkness, I could see that her lips were quivering. She was scared.
ラッキーなのかもな。
What I wanted in this situation wasn't a brave comrade who would go boldly forward with me, but a friend who would shiver pathetically behind my back. No matter what happened, I had to protect Sarika. Having her there made me feel better like that, I guess. I don't know. I brought my focus back to what was going on around me and started to softly walk forward. Okay, this is the weird, like, torture chair that we saw before. That was weird. Oh, and then we woke up. What a weird dream. I woke up from the usual dream. For once, I hadn't been sweating in my sleep. In fact, I felt better than usual.
よし
I booted up the PC, checked my email, and then loaded up all the major newspaper and news sites up at once. It was how I usually started my morning. I felt extremely alert. I could probably finish my usual routine in less than an hour.
よしそうだ。ガキだった自分じゃないんだ。
I won't give up halfway like I did before. This time, the mystery I needed to solve was right in front of me. Miku Hatsune? Oh, not exactly though. Sounds like Rin Kagamine. Kagamine. Rin Kagamine, maybe. Some Vocaloid.
該当。使われなくなった電話ボックスの影。ポストの裏。道路地図の柱。街のいろいろな場所に貼られています。太った男の顔が2つ合わさっているような、この不気味なシールの名前は、力士シール。このシールが世の中で騒がれ出したのは2007年頃でした。一時期はテレビ番組で取り上げられるなどして話題になったシールです。2009年の渋谷地震以後、めっきり姿を見かけなくなっていましたが、最近、渋谷の街でまたこのシールを見かけるようになりました。先日は、こんなものも。
Well, we saw that before.
無作為に貼られているシールですが、実は、ある共通点があるのです。これと、これと、これ。これら3つのシールは、近頃渋谷を賑わせている事件の現場近くで撮影したものです。これは、通称、こっちみんな、の事件現場の、向かいのカラオケボックスに貼られていたもの。これは、通称、音漏れタン、の事件現場の、近くの街灯に貼られていたもの。
Well, Takeru was trying to find this one before. He didn't find it, on his own, I guess. But where are we getting this information from? Random robot voice?
これは、通称、回転デッド、の事件現場の、向かいのラブホテルに貼られていたものです。そう、
いずれも、一連の連続猟奇事件の現場に貼られていたのです。単なる偶然と思われた方もいらっしゃると思いますが、こっちみんな、と、回転デッド。この2つの事件は、それぞれマンションの5階と、ラブホテルの3階で起きています。そして、これらの2つのシールは、まるで事件現場を覗くように、それぞれ隣の建物の5階と3階に貼ってありました。音漏れターンのシールも同様です。現場を見渡せる街灯に貼ってありました。
Maybe that's how the original video
これは偶然でしょうか?
Original video for leaky noise was recorded? I thought it was recorded from like a surveillance camera though. Or maybe I'm remembering it wrong, I don't know.
このシールの作者は誰なのか? 一体何の目的で貼られているのか? そして、一連の事件と何か関係しているのか? 引き続き、調査を進めていきたいと思います。最後に、こっちみんな、9月7日。音漏れターン、9月19日。回転デッド、9月29日。これら3つの事件の日付が、6年前に渋谷で起こった、ニュージェネレーションの狂気、という連続猟奇事件の日付と一致していることに、皆さんお気づきでしょうか?
Well, yes. It's like summarizing what we know already. Where we get this information from? What is this? Who's talking?
シールが、今現在渋谷で起こっている事件と関係しているのなら、同じように6年前の事件とも関係しているのかもしれません。
再生数5。これってまだ俺たちしか見てないってことだよな。
Okay, so that's the video we made actually. That's hilarious. So that robot voice was just like, I guess, text to speech. Huh. So that is the information we've had, and that's what we put on the website, I guess. And also I see Vocaloid. The boss tells me to put stickers up with a cannon, but okay, it's like 10,000 views. Amazing. Isn't that funny how like a random funny Vocaloid video gets 10,000 views, but you're the one with like actual inside information about this mysterious strange case gets 5 views? Or maybe, well, I don't know, did we make that video? I think we did, right? We'll see. Okay, so yeah, we did make the video, okay. And I guess we eventually found that sticker.
同じ渋谷タグで素人が適当に特集した連続不審火の動画は100超えてるぞ。つか、オカルト板の噂まとめ動画なんて3000超えてんじゃん。
3,000. Isn't that, isn't that how it works? You gotta get more SEO, search engine
渋谷
optimization.
で生活していると、渋谷自身で死んだ者の霊が取り付き、不思議な力が手に入る。こんなので 3000?
I guess, that's just how YouTube works. Takuru. That's how YouTube works.
聞いてんのか?
I don't feel well. I try my hardest to avoid looking at it directly, but screw it up.
そんな気持ち悪いか? このシール。
気持ち悪いだろ。
そりゃ気持ちのいいデザインじゃないけどな。
お前は日頃からグロ画像とか見慣れてるからだろ。
Is that his fetish? He likes the Guro tag? I don't know. You maniac. You goddamn degenerate.
それとは関係ないだろう。
I raised my head off the desk. Ito's Pokecom was displaying the news video we'd made and uploaded to Nikonia last night. The one about the sumo stickers. Just miso makes it easier to eat. Snap it out and enjoy the delicious crab. Yum yum yum. Okay. The thumbnail was a close-up of that sticker. Just had that weird delusion, I guess. You gonna see it again? A repeat? Wow! And there's a baby crying, I guess. I wonder, like, what happened there? I don't know what happened there. Damn it! Calm down. It was just a hallucination. You imagined it. Yes. You looked again and it wasn't there.
ただいまーってどうしたのタク。